What I always think, what's the benefit that you're trying to look for there? What's the advantage that Liverpool... Stop there. You've got Alisson that's there that can do that exact same job. Why would Arne Slot coach Robertson to run behind Van Dijk into the space where Alisson can do that job? What advantage is he seeing there for his team?
Listen, as I said, this is new to us. We'll watch this as we go. I'll ask Arne Slot. Hopefully I'm interviewing him before the next weekend's game against Brentford. But he definitely likes to use the centre of the pitch, not just with the defenders, his midfield players. He's always got numbers centrally. So is it keeping the ball there? I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. But Robinson did that, which I found very interesting. And then on the next clip, we look at the back four again. Very narrow. Trent's not on exactly the same line, but Trent's not exactly wide. Robbo's part of the back three. I just thought it was interesting again, the positions that they take up. Now, Virgil van Dijk now makes a movement in here to create space maybe for that, but also to provide a passing option for his goalkeeper. So we now see Virgil van Dijk in that position. So again, you go back to these rotations that we see in other positions on the pitch, but we're now seeing it in the back four. And it might be something to keep an eye on with Liverpool going forward. But when I talk about the narrow back four, it wasn't just in terms of the build-up round the back. So we have a situation now where Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Kwanzaa and Trent on that far side. Now, again, I'm looking at that. I've played fullback. You're one of the best fullbacks to play in the Premier League, Gary. And my first thought would be, and I'm sure every coach I've ever played on would be saying, get out here. Get there. Stretch that front four of Ipswich. You were trying to pressure. Open it up and you can get out and you can go forward. Now, why would they do that? Now, again, Arne Slot likes to go through the centre. The player he's looked to buy, the first one hasn't got across the line, was Zubimendi. He was a hold midfield player, technical player, trying to get the ball into him. Also, another thing, when you think of a team getting counter-attacked, more often than not, we associate that with fullbacks here. Someone loses the ball, and before you know it, people are just converging on your two centre-backs. It's just interesting here. It's Andy Robertson gives the ball away. He's trying to play that threaded ball into midfield, into Gravenberch, as we'll see Liverpool do. He loses it. But what I would say is, because of the positions, and Andy Robertson probably fortunate not to give a foul away, your two fullbacks are actually here. Now, as I said, more often than not, on a counter-attack, your fullbacks might be there, running back in hope that your two centre-backs or your goalkeeper can save them. When there's a transition like that, maybe they are in the right position. But, as I said, there was a real contrast with the second half and the spread of the players. You just see that pass there from Virgil van Dijk. But we see in the middle, Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've seen him there for Jurgen Klopp in that position. But normally, over the last 2 years, I think Trent would stay in there. But what we saw a lot on Saturday was Trent going in there and then stepping back out. Ball comes across. This time, look at the spread. Now, I'm trying to think, was this a message from the manager? We need to spread more. My idea hasn't worked. Or whether in the first half they were too tight together. Who knows? But you look how easy it is when there's a real spread. And when the ball comes across the Canate, what really stands out for me as he controls it is you look at the distance between him and Virgil van Dijk now. Hold on. OK, let's get rid of that. So what are we up to there? 45 yards apart. I mean, it must have been about 10 yards, him and Kwanzaa, in the first half. But the big thing again, Gary, I would say normally you'd be stood there to receive a ball. Trent is still in a position where you think he's still a little bit narrow. But when you think of Arne Slot football and what he wants to try and produce at Liverpool, I think it might be very difficult for him to score a better goal than this all season in terms of playing from the back, playing through the thirds, up, back through, third man run. And I think second half, what Liverpool produced, as you'd expect against an Ipswich team, as they're getting tired, the pitch is getting bigger, they've got better runners in Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in midfield. I think that was a real sort of testament of the type of football that we're going to see long term, or hopefully where Arne Slot wants to get Liverpool.